Distinguished adventurers, welcome. Welcome back to Weekly Patronage. I am Lauren. I'm here to hang out with you on this fine Monday. I'm here to talk to you about Idle Champions, do a bunch of patron challenges, answer questions about Idle Champions, talk to you about Orkira. Apparently I'm live right now and helping to finish your weekly patronage. That's me. That's me. That's what I'm doing. Let's just close that. So hi, how you doing? Welcome to another week of Court of the Raven Queen. If you haven't voted yet, then unfortunately votes are closed. We're going to be checking out those votes in just a second, but the main reason we are here is to take care of patron challenges for all of your weekly patron needs. Because there's a lot of good stuff you can get out of your patrons, and there's a lot of things that your patrons can do for you. But first, let's say hi to chat. Hi, chat! How you doing? Jet Zero subscribing for 26 months in a row. That's epic. Cheers unto you. Enjoy your emotes. I'm not going to drink just yet because this is super fresh hot tea and I can actually still see the steam on that. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but woo. Anyway, hi chat. I always feel like this is a moment from not Reading Rainbow. What was that old show with the woman? It was a kid show. And she would hold up a mirror and then she would just say hi to random names in the camera. I'm so old. I've just made a reference that is so super old that I hope someone gets. Anyway, it's good to say hi to the chat. Hi, Jamaica Yielding. Hi, Reaver01. Romper Room. Star Chaser says, thank you, Romper Room. This is the weekly patronage version of Romper Room as I just go through chat and I say hi to Black Widow EE and Del Ramian and the Garwar raid that came on in, which I almost missed because I was too busy making us go live. So hi everyone and welcome. If you have a question that you would like to ask me about Idle Champions over there, about Court of the Raven Queen, maybe upcoming things like the new champion Tatiana that's coming out, yay, that I'm excited about, or T or anything else, go ahead and put question, big capital letters in the chat before your question. And the amazing Mars, who is our moderator / producer / keeping me on task person for today, will be there to grab that question and put it into our little backstage chat. Because while I can check out the chat right now, and I can answer Lutz's question about not voting at the moment, sometimes I'm going to be, putting together a formation for everybody. And so that way I don't miss any questions. But since I happen to be looking at you right now, I will answer your question. So the reason you can't vote right now, it's because the live game is happening tonight in 4 hours, 3 hours and 55 minutes or so. And so basically the last vote just ended, and we don't want to start another vote right away because we have two really bad options. The first option is start a vote at noon that is for tonight's game that then would have to end in like 3.5 to 4 hours so that it could be incorporated into the game, which is not fair to any of you to try to get that vote in super fast. It's not fair to B-Dave to try to incorporate that answer into the game at the very last minute. Or we do a vote that starts today, that starts at noon, that ends up spoiling some of the things that might happen next week. Because, we're playing an adventure and B-Dave has plans. So that would kind of suck too. So there's this awkward couple-hour break, essentially, Monday afternoons whenever we do these Idle Champions Presents, which gives B-Dave time to prepare the game for tonight for whatever it is that we're going to be doing. Hopefully saving Havilar and Shaka. And then there'll be a vote right after the live game is done. So you kind of get a little bit of a break. But you know what? Now that you've brought it up, let's see what you voted for. Because this might be extra relevant to me tonight. For those that don't know, hi, I'm Lauren. I'm Lauren Urban. I play Urkira. So I'm going to have to deal with this tonight. I'm really surprised by this vote. I am super, super surprised that you had a choice between Freely and Vordred, and an overwhelming majority chose Vordred. I would love to know, chat. Is there anybody in chat right now who voted for Vordred who can explain why? And the reason I'm asking, the reason I am surprised, it's not that Vordred isn't going to be interesting or funny. It's that I wouldn't think Vordred would be as known to a lot of the community as Freely. And also, I would figure everybody would be like, Freely, yay! Garwar says, definitely Vordred, gotta have the bodybuilding wizard show up. Reaver01, who's Vordred? Right there. Like, I don't blame you for not knowing. Vordred is an NPC in Heroes of the Plains and Beyond Heroes who's shown up a couple of times. Cine Games, aka Mars, says, I voted for Vordred because I'm not familiar with them. The unknown wildcard, exciting. Oh, you're in for a treat. You are in for... Vordred is interesting. Real Snowman, I voted because I do not know who he is. Happy Kaiju Stompy Time, that's exactly why, because I don't know who Vordred is and wanted to find out. Jippin, I've seen a lot of Freely. I don't know Vordred, so curious to see who they are. J-Dog, we know Freely and B-Dave can bring him in anytime regardless. Dracanix said because the vote button was on the left. We'll take we'll talk about that later. Nathalis flipped a coin. Original Langston said Freely shows up a lot. We needed some Vordred. Black Widow says Vordred sounded more interesting. Shatenquel. Maybe people were curious who is Vordred. I also voted Freely. Crazy Matt Captain, I already know who Freely is. All right. So the consensus seemed to be... See, here's what I figured. I figured most people wouldn't know Vordred, so you would vote for the devil you know. What I did not expect was you would all vote for the devil you don't know. Well, for those of you who don't know who Vordred is, I will not spoil the surprise. I am interested to see B. Dave portraying Vordred, because that was a Todd Kenrick NPC. Yeah, that's an interesting vote. I'm not upset. I'm very curious. And you know what? Freely got to show up last week, so you got your Freely in the game no matter what. But I'm just surprised. Anyway, Freely, maybe Freely will still show up. You never know with B. Dave. You never know. But Vordred the Wizard will be showing up. So yes, that's from Orkira's past. Let's see. The power surge is double spells again. A bigger margin, I think. 56, 50. Yeah, it's gotten a bigger margin. Y'all really like those double spells. But y'all voted for unlucky again. After you saw what happened to me this past week, you still voted unlucky. Really? Now, here's the thing. We'll see what happens. We'll see who gets it this week. And how much better their luck is. I mean, hopefully we won't get buried in an avalanche, which is kind of some character's ultimate nightmare. Let's see. Yeah, we got Speak Backwards. Y'all voted for Speaking Backwards, although it was real close. It was super close. It looks like a lot of people voted for Sluggish. I appreciate you voting for Sluggish. I really, really do. I will say it was tiny bit frustrating last week, but it led to a couple of really good role-playing moments. Like having to basically spend about 30 minutes desperately trying to death ward everybody was kind of funny. Like, all right, everybody now is a death ward, and I only had to use 2 spell slots for it, but it was a really, like, we paid for it in role-playing, and I liked that. And the double scry, essentially I got to do that. I got to do the second scry later because so much had been delayed. So, let's see. I'm an At least it's not having to speak backward and in rhyme. Yeah. I just couldn't make Aaron go through rhyming, not again, says Jemica unyielding. Yes, but now we have to speak backwards. And for those of you who are asking, I don't know if this is like Zatanna backwards or if this is Yoda backwards. I don't know. We'll find out tonight. Sluggish in rhymes, because I think it's a pain in the bum to speak backwards. Rhymes are okay. Nazgul 666 says, listen, all these are going to be a challenge. These will all be a challenge. We'll see what happens. This is part of the fun. You know, we all signed up for this is to see what y'all would vote for. Yeah, Cassius335 says, I'm guessing Zatanna. I mean, that's both words backwards and sentence backwards. So that's super duper hard. It might just be Yoda backwards in where the sentence structure is backwards. I'm guessing it's Yoda backwards because you can still understand people. That's my guess. But you and I will find out tonight when B. Dave tells us. Let's see. Y'all voted for Eldritch Storms. I will admit I voted for Eldritch Storms as well. Why? Because tentacle storms sound way cooler than earthquakes. Oh yeah, for those of you who want to know, I voted for Freely. No. I voted for Double Dice because here's why I voted for Double Dice. Yeah, double spells are super cool. Both of these are super cool, but we've got Desmond and now Tatiana is joining us. We've got 2 characters who are showing up who are melee characters. So give them a chance to make all their hits crits. Yeah. Sec. Cattle Van says, when trying to purchase an item from the vote, it says, you cannot purchase this item yet. What am I missing? Well, if you're trying to purchase something from the reward shop from one of the week 1, 2, and 3, you should be able to purchase. There's no vote going right now, but you should be able to purchase. If you can't, because there was just a reset, because the event just ended and there was kind of a reset to the game, my suggestion is maybe close your game and reopen it. So shut it down and turn it back on again. Turn it off and turn it back on again. See if that fixes it, because there was just kind of essentially a reset to the game, and that might fix it. If that doesn't fix it, send in a support ticket, because that's broken. You should be able to buy stuff. And if you don't know how to send in a support ticket, if you click on that little question mark down there, it'll open up this window saying support will open a new browser tab. You say okay. I will, for obvious reasons, say cancel. So yeah, I'll skip ahead and grab that question real quick. Let's finish up. We were looking at the votes. Speaking backwards, Elder Storms, Boggles. You went Boggles. I was honestly okay with either. I also voted Boggles because we've already had Chewingas. We've got Chewingas in a bunch of different ways, and I know Boggles are probably going to be more trouble. Classically, Boggles are way more trouble than Chewingas because of what they are, and if you don't know what they are, you'll find out tonight. So I might have voted for something that's going to cause Orkira grief. But hey, why not? Why not? Why not? Okay. We talked about that enough. I've got this random fun patron thing going on here. I'm trying to finish a neutral party on Vajra. But we're getting close here. And I've got these 2 other adventuring parties that are open. So let's do our first vote to find out what the audience wants to do. But we're only going to vote this first time for Mert, Strahd, and Zariel. We're going to limit it a little bit, and that's because I'm currently doing this Vajra run. Now, this is going to be done, hopefully, by the time we get done with our first party comp. So yeah, let's get a vote going. And you've got Mert, Strahd, and Zariel to pick from, and whoever wins the poll will be the patron challenge I will take care of. And actually I'm going to do that. And while we're waiting on that poll, let's take a look at some of these challenges, shall we? Because it's always good to take that moment and look ahead, figure out some strategy, make sure that you don't accidentally put a champion in when you don't have to, but you're going to need them somewhere else. See what challenges are going to be a problem. So yeah, make sure you come by the chat, get in your votes, and put in any questions that you might have right now as we're looking over this, and I will catch up on those questions in a moment. Meanwhile, Mert, Undead, no healing champions. Mert, why you gotta make it hard? Evelyn, Rosie, and Spurt. Okay. With Arkin. All right. I mean, this is doable. We could technically do this because I don't think. Well, I've got Evelyn over here, don't I? Evelyn, sorry. I've got her over here. Although we might be done with this shortly. So at least if we get to a Mert later, we can probably do that. Let's check out Strahd von Zarevich to complete 250 areas with Makos, Artemidas, and Sasaspia. All right. We want the evil party, don't we? Yeah. I'm just making sure. I thought I had Makos in this other party, but I don't. So we can do this. We can have an evil party. We can make Artemidas strong as possible. Sorry, this is my really bad Strahd. I hope you don't mind. Krond is your highest damage dealer. This may have to wait while we're doing this because the whole idea would be to make Artemidas our top DPS. But we got to do 4 Strahd free plays. So yeah, when we do this one, depending on what champions we've got available, I'd probably go for the evil party for Strahd. How you doing, Zariel? Oh, all right. Zariel wants to also take Makos, so that's going to be an interesting fight between Strahd and Zariel. Freed and Talon. With a healing champion is our highest total, and with okay. So here's a nice doubling up in where you want Frida as your highest total damage dealer, and you want her in with Makos and Talon. So that's going to be one that'll be, I'm not going to say easy, but I like seeing those because those are ones that we can just stack. All right, there's a few seconds left to see who is going to win. And the winner is Strahd. Oh, Strahd has won. All right, then. Let us commence with the Strahding. Let's see. So I gotta get to 675. Let's switch over to another place. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have seen for Strahd. I totally forgot to see what kind of creatures he wants. Let's go back over here. See? Even I do this a lot of the time. Like, wait, whoops. What did I do wrong? Oh, I forgot something important, which is who am I trying to go after a lot of? Strahd, beasts, constructs, and humanoids. Constructs, I think, are going to be in Icewind Dale. Yeah, let's go to Icewind Dale. I know you can do Mad Wizard or some of those others that are really good to get a bunch of different kinds of creatures, but I like to go to some of the campaigns that I'm still trying to build up favor on. I'm still trying to build up stuff. Spire of Atlantis, I think it's over here. Spire. Where? Aha! There you are. There you are. Okay. Let's get a bunch of familiars out here, and let's remind ourselves, what did Strahd want again? Oh, this is going to be the evil formation. So let's, obviously we're not going to be able to do this first, because we're going to have Artemidas. Krond, I think, he's also a DPS champion. This may be a separate run down the way, but let's see if we can do a whole bunch of stuff, and let's put together an evil formation. This does mean we're not going to be able to, if we do Zariel, we're not going to be able to do this one for Zariel, but that's fine. Vajra wants Academy Regis and Dritz. I'm just looking for who else might get in the way of an evil formation. All right. So, let's build this. Let's build this unoptimized evil formation to get a whole bunch of patron challenges done. Makos, Artemis. I almost said Artemisia. That's something else. Makos is over here. Nope, you're not in a different party. Come on over here. Okay. All right. Let's build this. Let's see if we can build this evil party. I mean, all right. Celise is probably joining us. We're just going to do adjacent. We might have Celise. She's not evil, but... Oh, okay. Well... Yeah, not evil, but... Oof. This is not looking good for our evil party here. We could do Narak, but... I'm trying to make Artemis my main damage dealer. I'll probably go Hitch. Ooh. This we are not making an evil formation. I'm sorry. I failed to realize the lack of evil people who can be in a Strahd formation. But let's see what else we can do. Well, there's our Krond for an evil formation. This would be ironic, but let's stick Shandy in there to go fast. Viconia, there we go. That's a neutral evil champion. Baloth will work. We don't want Talon because then our evil DPS is not going to be as good. All right, Whittle. I know you're not evil. But here we go. So let's get the evil people in there. Let's get Whittle in there, and let's get Shandy in there and start building here. Put you there, and you there. Let's turn all those undead. Yeah, Celise is really our best option for a tank. Let me double check. You're a Dexy boy. You are Dexy, so let's take the Dex. Celise, I don't think they need to be right behind her to get buffed. In the 2 columns behind her. Okay, so we can move Whittle back to there, which will optimize her. We're gonna do that. Yeah. Okay. With that in mind, Averin is busy. I can put in Dragon Bait. I guess maybe Eliwick? Yeah, let's the greatest bard in the multiverse. Why not? And bonus of damage. Lazaps for an evil tank would be lovely. However, we're trying to get the patron challenge with having Makos, Artemis, and Cisaspia in the party for 250 areas. So we can't pick Lazaps right now. But would be awesome. Would be totally awesome. Once we get done with like one run, we'll pick an evil formation. But for the moment, I think Hitch. I think we'll stick a Hitch in there. Go be charismatic. Yeah. I don't think there's really much futzing that's gonna make this any better. All right. Not an evil formation, but a formation that is going to finish a whole bunch of these challenges. So let's save as. We're going to come over here. We're going to select this formation. I like to double check all the specializations are still there. We're going to enable this. Do we need to... So we got to do 250 areas total. We just got to get to 200 and higher. So I'm actually going to make this only... I do 201, once again, as a reminder to myself that, I'm trying to get to 200. Just to make it super fast. And then probably the next time we check in on this, it'll be done. At least that one challenge will be done. And then we can swap a whole bunch of people around and get some of the others. There you go. Done. We've got Vajra done. Well, not done. Or not Vajra, sorry. We've got Strahd. Strahd is on the way. We are working on the Strahd. And now you can stop listening to my bad Strahd impression, and I will answer some questions from chat. Let's see. Thank you once again to Mars for grabbing questions. It doesn't look like an RT formation, but I guess for 200 doesn't matter. Yeah, Nazgul, that's kind of the thing where the purpose of this show in general, but then also kind of what we're doing in specific. I'm not really making optimized formations. I'm not really worried too much about who I'm putting in. All I'm trying to do is optimize my 3 adventuring parties to get as many patron challenges done as possible, which does often mean some of the things that would make sense, like an actual really effective Artemis formation, kind of gets left out, you know? Like, I would much rather have, instead of Hitch, a buffer in that spot for Artemis. And, you know, I'd go for a whole evil formation. But in this case, it's going to get the job done for what I need it to do. And I'm only usually going to 200, 250, maybe 300 at the most. So it's all about speed, and it's all about just getting it done. So you are correct. Getting it done and having some fun. Not optimal, but still fun. Thank you, Mars. Thank you, Lurking Rider. Yes, hashtag not optimal. Okay, let's grab some questions from chat that came on in while we were getting this set up. The Lurking Rider wants to know, question, why should people not vote for the unlucky choice, the 50% chance to not have an action, if it shows up in the week's voting choice. I know why, I just wanted to give you a chance to make it clear to more people. Okay, listen, I am biased. As a player in the game, I am biased. But having gone through this last week, being the unlucky one, here's the thing. If you just end up last in initiative, that's not as big of a deal as it sounds. My opinion, once again, grain of salt, my opinion, especially as a cleric, where I'm probably going to be last in the initiative anyway, let's face it, it's not that big of a deal. But every time I wanted to take an action, I had to go, hey, B-Dave, do I have an action? Little frustrating. Now, I will admit, if it had to happen to anybody, I mean, it's going to happen again this week, so I feel bad for whoever it happens to this week, especially since we're starting off in initiative in a fight. But yeah, at least Orkira has bonus action stuff that she can do. But oof, it's going to be rough. Whoever gets it this week, I hope B-Dave rolls better for them than he did for me. Gradthar, question. I've read that using blacksmith contracts on Human to boost his slot 4 item, Rockpile, has a high probability, as high as possible, is really good. Should I wait until I get the purple version of the item or pile on the contracts onto the blue version I have now? Well, you won't lose any of those item levels. So it's not like you're losing out on anything by doing it now. Once you get the purple version, things will just be even better. So if Human's the one that you want to pump those blacksmith contracts into and make more powerful, then go for it. Really, once you start using these, the only suggestion is the obvious one. Don't use them on the Evergreen champions because you'll just constantly be unlocking gear for them anyway. And good luck on getting the blacksmith contracts to land on the place you want. But, as I said, there's no reason for you to have to wait for the purple one because these item levels that you'll add will stay there. You're not going to gain anything extra by using them when it's purple, and you're not going to lose anything by using it now. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Lurking Rider is saying, it did lead to some fun things, but I felt bad for you whenever B-Dave had to say nope. It was frustrating, but it wasn't a bad thing. I will say, from a role-playing perspective, from a drama and funny moments perspective, it was good. Because, like, a DM's job is not to say yes all the time. You hear a lot of people saying, as a DM, you should yes and, yes and, yes and. I think a lot of time what you want to actually be doing is yes anding, but also no but. You want to no but a lot. Because you can't just let your players do absolutely everything, or else they'll just kind of roll over your adventure and you'll lose verisimilitude. I didn't say that word right, but I'm not going to try it again. So it's okay to get the no. And from a role-playing perspective, the no forced me to do some interesting role-playing things, like the whole I'm trying to death ward people and Orkira grousing at not having her fire. I think the only moment it was truly frustrating, like, I think the whole episode was great. The other characters, it was super fun to play off of everybody there. I mean, it's always fun to play with all of those people. They're absolutely brilliant, and I'm lucky every time I get a chance to play. But I think for the vast majority of the game, that wasn't a detriment. It was frustrating as a character, yes. But most of the time it was exciting as a player and as a role player to have that moment of, oh crap, I don't have an action. I need to get more creative, or I need to respond to this. The only time it sucked was during the avalanche because there was nothing else I could do. So it was just like, all right, it's your turn. All right, you're done. And while I didn't, it got mentioned a little bit, but I didn't want to go into too deep because, like, this is not Orkira's story. This is really Farida and Shaka and Desmond's story, in my opinion. Like, also Baloth is there, but like those three are kind of the people I'm trying to highlight. But yeah, Orkira was panicked. Woof. Super panicked. Shattenquell. I appreciate that name. It's that close. It's that close. I appreciate it. Question, will there be another event this week, or do we get a time gate free? Good question. This is one of the rare times in where there's going to be an event right after another event. It happens every once in a while. I think it's twice a year. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might be twice a year. Most of the time, you're correct in where this weekend would be a free time gate weekend. But this week, on Wednesday, Festival of Fools begins. And that is where you're going to be able to unlock Tatiana. And I just realized I should have had Tatiana's stuff here, but I don't have her one sheet. If you check out the website, and I'm sure someone will get that link to the Champion Spotlight. So Festival of Fools starts on Wednesday at noon, and that's where you can unlock Tatiana, who's the next new champion. She'll be showing up tonight in Court of the Raven Queen. So if you don't watch Black Dice Society, which I highly recommend, it's an excellent show, unless horror is not your thing. It's a horror show. But yes, she's going to be showing up. And then Wednesday, it's Tatiana, Briv, and Alindra. So 2 Heroes of the Plains, that's a stacked. You're going to want all 3 of those champions. You're going to want all 3. Oh, hey, while you are all listening to me but looking at the Champion Spotlight, I'm going to put a link in chat. Check this out. This is... So something happened today that made me so happy. And I am so much of a fan of this. I will show this off in a hot second, but I would really appreciate it if everybody just went to that link and checked out today's comic, because there was a bonus comic that went up today, and it makes me so happy I could burst. It is so joyful. I apparently am unable to talk. I can just put links in chat and say, go there. Tell people about that. It's the best. It's the best. Yeah, Fallen Angel, episode 1 in a nutshell. Not only episode 1, it's kind of the perfect Orkira comic. I love that moment so much. Anyway, I will show off that comic for those of you who didn't get a chance to see it in a little bit. But let me answer some more questions. Rye Guy Sandman, question. When does the game with Deborah Ann Wall start? Good question. We have our episode 0 tomorrow. And the first episode where we're actually playing and everybody's on screen and everything will be next week on Tuesday. For those that don't know, Right Guy Sandman is talking about the new Demiplane show. So those of us who are on Heroes of the Plains, most of us are now doing a new show with Demiplane because the campaign came to an end, and it's going to be DM'd by the amazing Deborah Ann Wall. We're also being joined by Alicia Marie, who is absolutely amazing, and we're doing a brand new show. And that episode 0 starts tomorrow on the Demiplane channel at 6 p.m. Pacific, and basically it's going to be Deborah kind of introducing the show to the audience, and then the week after that is episode 1, so March 15th. Jippin, question, is there any reason to put Orkira in her default skin now that we have the Shadowfell one available? So the skins don't do anything mechanically, they're just fun. So is there a reason? I guess the reason is, which skin do you like the best? Like, I kind of have aesthetic reasons for some of the skins. Like, I like Whittle in her Dampier form, in the werewolf form. I think that's awesome. I can't pull her out right now, but I've got Havilar. Even though I have the Havilar Shadowfell skin, I still have her in the Kobold skin because I find it lovely and awesome. I picked up Baloth, and I immediately put Baloth in his Shadowfell skin because as much as the Red Panda Baloth is funny and Ascendant Baloth is epic and Pirate Baloth is super duper cool, like, how can you not have floaty hair? Gotta go for floaty hair. So the reason you pick one is just because you like one better than another. They're just fun. The Lurking Writer. Question. Court of the Raven Queen. What snacks are you hoping Orkira and Desmond get to share this week? Well, I would assume it's just more pocket brisket and marshmallows. What I'm excited about is I happen to know, because I am a fan of Black Dice Society, that Tatiana is also a fan of snacks. Raish. Hey, is your in-game handle Oboloran as well? It is. I think we teamed up in a Trials of Mount Tiamat last week. You had picked Calliope. That was probably me, but yes. If you see an Oboloran, there's a chance it's me. I don't know if you can have the same name as someone else on Steam or in the game, but yes, that sounds like me. Hi. Also, yay, we won. Yay, we beat Tiamat. So thank you for joining me. I've got to get a new Trials set up, actually. Probably after this show and before. Yeah, probably try to get another Trials run going and done before the next event. Gliding Secret. Question. Did something happen with the servers last night around 8:30 p.m. Pacific time? I kept getting messages about not able to save or reach servers. My internet was fine. I don't know offhand, but it happens. I know there were some problems with servers. Like, when I woke up this morning and was looking, there were devs who were making sure everything was in order, so there were some problems. I don't know specifically about last night. It does happen every once in a while. Hopefully, it was a brief outage and you just kind of click through the alert that said, hey, we can't reach the servers. That alert stays even when the game reconnects, so hopefully you're just able to dismiss that alert. Let's see. Nathalis, question. The way you just phrased that sentence is saying you can complete multiple patrons at the same time while running in one specific patron free play. Is that even possible? I mean, yeah, if I wanted to, I could have all three of these adventuring parties all doing the same patron and just trying to get one patron done. In fact, when I only had one or two patrons unlocked, that's often what I would do, is just try to get it all done all at once. When I'm not doing the patron challenges, what I've been trying to do is get more of the perks done. So I've been running patron adventure variants, which are hard, which are very, very hard. And patron event variants, I'll often stick with one patron and do like two different challenges at the same time. If one of the challenges, like I might have a free play going and the other one is like, you can only do Vajra and you can only have a wisdom of 13 and above. Like they kind of stack those restrictions one on top of each other, and it can get really hard. But yeah, if you have multiple parties running, I meant in one party hitting multiple patrons, not three parties for three patrons. You can't have more than one patron going on in a party at the same time. So I can't have, like, this is Strahd, Adventure, my second party, and only be working on Strahd. Adventure 3, I've got Vajra, only be working on Vajra. But I could have Vajra. That was more difficult to say than I thought. I hope that answers your question. If it's still confusing, let me know. We'll try to clarify. Twisted1303, how does one get Whittle as a champion? Excellent question. Absolutely excellent question. If you are new to the game, and if you are, welcome. Hi, how you doing? So if you are around for an event, you can unlock champions during an event. But right now, we've passed Whittle's event. So what you can do is open up a time gate. What are time gates, you ask? That's also a good question. Time gates are ways in where you can literally open up a challenge that will unlock a champion and or gear for that champion. So the way you open up a time gate is two different ways. You either collect these time gate pieces, which just drop as you play. Basically, the more you play, the more you get these time gate pieces. Once you have 6 of them, you spend all 6 to open up a time gate, and then you can get to the time gate screen and decide on a champion you want to unlock. And who you want to go after is dependent on, a bunch of different factors. I have all of the champions unlocked, so often what I'm doing is I'm going, all right, who has the worst items? who has some blues that I have to fill slots in for, and that's where I put in some of my work. Maybe you have a champion that you're trying to buff up their levels for a specific reason. So you can go into their time gate and open up or unlock a bunch of chests by doing their adventures. Or if you don't own a specific champion, you can go on in here and you can go through the time gate to unlock and get some gear for that champion. So right now you can do that for Whittle. If there is an event coming up that will let you unlock a champion, they should be grayed out. You might notice Briv. I cannot select Briv. That is because in 2 days, Festival of Fools will be starting, and you will be able to unlock Briv. So we try to let you know if going for a specific champion would be, you know, when you go and you buy something at the store and then 2 days later you find out that that item goes on sale and you're like, oh, if I just waited 2 more days. We try to avoid that. So yes, you will not be able to open up a time gate for Briv or Alindra. Yep, there she is. Because those are 2 champions that will be available in the game in less than 2 days. But yes, very good question. Let's see, Tim knows. Question, since it's on too late for me, how is your Strixhaven campaign going? Thanks for asking. So we finished last week because we're starting our new campaign this week. If you go to the Demi-Planar RPG YouTube, I believe the final episode just went up. And there was a moment. There was a moment in where I thought, oh, we're ending this on a TPK. All right. All right. I think it might be time to go after another patron. So, did we not get a speed pot going? Let's get a speed pot going. It might already run out. So, at the moment, we've got a Strahd and a Vajra going. We still have 1 more slot available. Once this is done, we'll get another party going. But for the moment, we got Mert and Zariel, who aren't getting any love right now. So I would like, Mars, if you would please, get a vote going in the chat, get a poll, and find out, should we go after a Mert or a Zariel bunch of challenges next. Let's see what the lovely audience would like to do. So make sure you come by the chat, enter in your vote. If you have any questions for me about either the game or Court of the Raven Queen or anything, go ahead and put those in chat with question in big capital letters so Mars, so Mars can grab it. Sorry, Mars. I should know it's you. I'm drinking tea. Anyway, come by the chat. Put that on in. You have the power to choose. Well, looks like Zariel's getting an early lead, but we'll see what happens. That is not true. You and Martin and Mars are equally as cool. And I completely believe that. All right. Let me answer a few more questions while we're waiting for that poll to end. Reaver01. Question, who's your favorite patron to do tasks for and possibly why? Who's my favorite? I like Mert, but this is less to do with anything in the game and more every time I've played in a game that includes Mert, I'm talking a D&D game, Mert's a ton of fun. Mert's just a ridiculous, wonderful, surprisingly deadly man. So yeah, I like doing the Mert challenges. I've also, because I am behind on my perks, I do want to focus a little bit more on Zariel. So I think if I have a choice, I'm usually trying to finish out this last one. I want to get that to 25. I want to get that full. Or work on Zariel. I will say the one I hate doing is Strahd because there are so few champions. So few champions. Randy Gitzevis. Question. How do I get good rep with my patron? That is an excellent question. Just like when you are playing through the game and you earn favor from, for example, if we're on the Sword Coast and you finish an adventure and you reset the adventure and you gain favor, it's a lot of the same for the patrons. So there's basically two different things that are going on. You're getting, what's the best way to... Yeah, you're getting influence, and then you're also getting coins. So the coins are what you, for Mert specifically, you're getting coins. That's what you earn a lot of from completing the challenges, and you use the coins to spend in the shop on things like Patron component chests. Influence with Mert, in this case, shown by these coins, you can spend in order to get some of these perks. The best way to do that is to actually, and I'll show you because I'm doing this right now with Vajra, to go through adventure variants with a patron on, which will make that variant even more harder. Even more harder? Even more harder is correct English, I think. Anyway, here I am in a neutral party. A neutral party is an adventure variant that I completed a while ago in the, I think this is Descent into Avernus. I currently am doing this while I've got Vajra on, which is why I've got these 2 slots that are taken up with ravens. That's also why there are only champions that are part or totally neutral can be used. So I've got the restriction from the actual adventure variant, which is the ravens and the be neutral. And then I've added on to it Vajra's restriction, which is you have to have a con score of 14 or higher. As you can see on kind of the bottom, it's hard to show because if I put my mouse off of it, it goes away. See how it says influence, symbols, and then also like that's the Tiamat thing. Don't worry about that. But those first 2, that's what I will earn for Vajra if and when I complete this. So I'll get influence, I'll get symbols, and that's what I can use to then go back over here and come back over to perks and give me. Especially I want to get to here. Gold chest drops have a % chance of being doubled. Want so bad. More harder. Yeah, everybody in chat is like, more harder. Listen, I talk for a living. Sometimes I'm gonna mess up. I totally missed it. Mars, who won the poll? I was too busy answering questions and I totally lost it. Who won the poll? Help me, please. This is why our moderators are champions. This is why our moderators are the best, because without our moderators, I wouldn't know what I'm doing. Zariel! Hey, okay. Thank you, Mars. Okay, let's take a look at Zariel and what she wants us to do. Okay. So we're not going to be able to do this one because Makos is in another castle. In fact, I think he is in this castle right there. So let's not worry about that. But you know what we can do? Farida. We can make her our highest total damage dealer, which of course means we can't do this one. But, we'll get working on it. So really all that matters is we get Farida in here. Undead fiends. Okay. I might do Elturel's Last Stand, just because I'm always looking to make waves there. And let's put together a Farida formation. So let's get Zariel active, Baldur's Gate, go to Elturel's Last Stand. All right, let's go. And while I am putting together this, as always, suboptimal regular formation, but optimal for what I need to do for this patron, if you have any other questions, go ahead and put those in the chat. So that way I can jump back to them and answer your questions once I'm done going. Whoops. Where is she? Oh, she's my damage dealer over here. Okay, well, we'll go grab her. This may be the time. This may be the time. This may be it. This run might be doomed. I was trying to get it done before I got online with y'all, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Just had to refresh the stream for a third time. Uh-oh. I hope people aren't having trouble. I'm not seeing any issues on my end, so if y'all are having problems with the stream, you may need to give Twitch a refresh. Meanwhile, 675, and I'm already running into... Do I have any other DPS I could switch? You know what? I think it's time for me to just come back to this some other time. I think it's time. That's okay. I still get Tiamat's favor. I still get stuff. It's not the end of the world. Let's come back over here. And now we should be able to get Frida, and I think we could get Mayhem. So, whoops. There you are. Hey! Now Frida I have in her Shadowfell outfit for bunches of reasons. The most reason being, oh my god, look at her boots. Oh my god, look at her boots. Be damage dealing. Like, the Ascendant was cool. Her regular outfit, super neat. I want these boots. I want these boots. Alright, anyway. Oh, sorry. So, at this point, it's really just put a formation together. Now, sadly, we can't have Havilar. And can we even have Mayhem? We can have Mayhem. So Dragon Daddy can help out. So at this point, let's get Orkira in here. Because we have to. Yeah, this is usually the point where I'm like, well, let's get all the heroes of the plains. Avrin can't be in Zariel either. Poop. Probably Tyrell. Actually, I think he's needed somewhere else. How far? Yeah, we'll do that one. Let's see. We could do Shaka. And the puzzle on top of everything else might be a little too much. So yeah, we definitely want a human. Ooh, I mean, we're in Elturel. Let's get Rhea. Sure. And then she wants to be... I don't use Rhea that much, so let's use adjacent champions. Yeah, she wants to be adjacent to people. She wants to be adjacent. I'm pretty sure Farida is neutral good. So we want good. Good. Ah, Briv. Get out there, Briv. And... Ooh, Sentry's good. Oh, actually, do I want Desmond? Now might be a good... Yeah, let's get Desmond out there. Well, do I have another... Oh, this is hard. I want Sentry. No, I think we're going to go Desmond. Desmond will be fun. Okay, which means we want Tyrell for tanky tank. So go be your moose. Moose. Probably want his speed because we're not going far enough that I'm worried that Frida can't destroy everything. So yeah, let's make him faster. Penelope. Oh, I think we're not going to be able to do Penelope in this one. Talon is going to work there. And we'll stick Nerys in there. And there we go. Done. Once again, not the best Farida formation because we don't have Havilar. But Zariel has to be so persnickety about what they want. And so this isn't so bad. Plus we get Moose. We get Moose Tyrell. It was always fun. So there we go. So this should get us pretty much everything we need. Farida, we only have to get to 250. And complete area 200. Yeah, just 250. So let's get this saved. This is always something that I try to remember to do. So that way the automation can work in the background. I'm one of those players who plays for a couple of minutes and then leaves it running and does other stuff, like while I've got it on my side screen or while I've walked away. Not that I walk away from this desk that often. I can walk away this way, but I'm still attached. I'm still here. I live here. This is where I live, is in this box. Anyway, we're gonna make sure all of our specializations. This is why. This is why you gotta be that way, game. All right, we'll reset this and come back. We want 251 because we want to get to 250, and that's going to remind me. And medium potion of speed. Okay. Mayhem, what is going on with you? What did we do wrong? Let's just... All right, we want that. Let's overwrite this. When in doubt, do it again. Specializations. Sean! All right. Here's... When in doubt, switch parties. They did not fix Mahen's second specialization. Okay. That's all right. It's not a big deal. We can pick it manually. It's more important that we have Dragon Daddy in the party, because Dragon Daddy is awesome. Because I love Mayhem. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and forth, and if that doesn't fix it, I'll just let Sean know, and it'll be okay. It's not the end of the world. We still have a whole hour to be able to get a whole bunch of stuff done. So, and frankly, hey, we could check out Mert, Vajra, Strahd, and Zariel jobs are getting done. Done! I should close that. So yeah, we've got this one going. This is going to net us a bunch of Zariel stuff. We only really have to go to 250 once, and then we can redo this whole formation and get a healing champion as our top DPS. Frankly, what I'll probably do is swap out Zariel. I'll probably swap out Farida for Freely and put Tyrell in the DPS slot to tank, and probably grab another tank. Because Tyrell's a really good one to grab as a DPS who's also a healer to get that done. I like grabbing him for that. I have to rework his specialization, but that'll get a bunch of stuff done. So there we go. So while that is cranking away, let's answer some more questions. Kronar the Shadow. I'm sorry for the silly question. Listen, there are no silly questions. There are no bad questions. There's only all of us hanging out here with me answering as many questions as I can, and also chatting, and occasionally talking about Orkira. Thank you for the question. How does one get a different click damage? I thought there was only one. Oh, yes. So I think this probably already ended up in the chat. My guess is, and chat can tell me if they got this, there's codes. So just like champions who have different skins, the click damage has different skins. And I believe Mars put the green flame clicks already in the chat. And if not, Garwar, the wonderful Garwar, just put that in the chat. If you would like green flame for your click damage, go ahead and use that code that will unlock green flame clicks. It has been a very, very long time since we've had a different skin for the click damage. Mostly because most people are way more interested in a new champion outfit than in the click damage outfits. And especially for me, since I turn off a lot of the flashing that's going on in the game. Not that I don't find it awesome. Like, I love watching all of the effects in this game go off. But on stream, I'm trying to be aware of, like, there's people with photosensitivities and flashing light issues. And also, I'm trying to explain things and show things off, and a lot of time all of the flashing gets in the way. But yeah, I've had it on the snowball for a while. So yes, that's how you get it. It's like unlocking everything else. It's a chest code that you can put in, and it'll give you green flame. And so now I need to know. Do all of you have green flame click damage going on? I need to know if y'all have green flame click. I'll even switch over. Green flame. Yep. Okay, Newbles. Good. Green flame for the win. Yes. Yes. Real Bunny Beast, I approve of your snowballs, but for this very moment, you should change to green flame. Just for the fun. I love it. I love seeing everybody like, yes! Hey, come for the more snack friend code. Stick around for me actually answering Idle Champions questions that you might be interested in. And also get bonus green flame click damage. You're welcome. Alright, Kid Stealth asks, is there a chance for a Celeste in Kobold skin in the future? Ah, I see someone is a fan of Pack Tactics. And I mean, I'm a fan of Pack Tactics too. If you don't know what Pack Tactics is, it is the latest comic series that is being put out by Idle Champions that features Luke McKay and Trevor Bettis teaming up for this awesome comic series. Let me see if I can pull up. And we were already talking about comics once. I'll put this link into chat as well. But I'll put the link for the most recent Pack Tactics. And one of the guiding principles of Pack Tactics, it is all the champions that you, well, not all the champions. It's a bunch of champions you know and love who are all pretending to be kobolds. They've all been magically, I believe they have seeming on. I think it's seeming. But anyway, they're all kobolds, and it's fun. Here we go. Here's the one with Yorvin. Ah, yes. Let me come back here. Pack Tactics. There you go. There's another comic to look at. So those come out every Tuesday, so there'll be another one tomorrow. So make sure you follow us on the social medias. I'll go ahead and put those links in chat for all of you. So yeah, follow us on the Twitters, the Facebook, the Instagram, and you can keep abreast of the Pack Antics. Sorry, not Pack Tactics, Pack Antics. Pack Antics comic that comes out. They're going through Wild Beyond the Witchlight in a way, and they're all kobolds. Because if there's one thing if there's two things that the Idle Champions community loves, it's free chest codes and kobolds. Am I wrong? Free chest codes and kobolds. See? Jordo Bish, right there. Like, give me the code. I want my free chest. Nah, the only way it could be better is if the free chest included a kobold. I agree, Fidney Fire. What's not to love about kobolds? Nothing. Kobolds are the best. It's 100% true. Yeah, it's the best. To answer your question, I do not know. But it's good to know if that's something that you would want. Thank you for putting that in the chat because, you know, we keep an eye on what people are asking for. And yeah, so if you ever have a request, if you ever see something that we are doing, in fact, I'll just go ahead and I'll just go ahead and pass that along right now. Because, you know, we like to know what the community wants, and we always appreciate when the community wants more kobolds. All right. Sorry. That's what I get for trying to do multiple things at once. Gray, L-shaped. Looking at the champion update at the CNE site, it appears Tatiana's speed ability is the extra enemy spawn. Am I reading it correctly? Yes. Because, so, Tatiana gets bored if there aren't enough enemies on screen and runs off screen to go find a snack. Now, Tatiana's not the only one who likes snacks. There's also Desmond and Orkira, but more importantly, a lot of the monsters that are in this game like snacks. And so she brings monsters back with her. That's her speed ability. Is she goes out for snacks and comes back with stacks of monsters. I almost had that. Oh, I almost had that as a see, this is why I wish it was rhyming. She goes out for snacks and comes back with stacks. I'm just gonna say it. All right. Sergeant Midnight 00. Hello, Lauren. Hello. I have a question about D&D stuff. Like, have you ever heard of someone using an enlarge spell on the moon? And do you think it would buff a party member who has lycanthropy? I love this question so much. This question is amazing. Have I ever heard of anyone putting an enlarge spell on the moon? Not until just this moment. So no. So now I have to find out. I think enlarge only works on creatures. Enlarge reduce. It's a creature and object. You can see within range. Okay. So the bad news is you can only cast enlarge within a 30-foot range. So you have to be within 30 feet of the moon. That being said, this is D&D, where there are bugbears on the moon. There are bugbears on the moon. So getting to the moon is not the most ridiculous thing I've heard a D&D party doing. And if you can get to the moon, you can cast... I don't think there's a size. I mean, maybe the moon is unwilling, and so it has to make a Constitution saving throw. If the target is a creature, everything is wearing, carrying, and enlarge. The target size doubles in all dimensions, and its weight is multiplied by 8. This growth increases its size by 1 category. If there isn't enough room for the target to double its size, the creature object attains the maximum possible size. I don't think it has a maximum. Choose either creature or object that is near worn or carried. There's no maximum size that an object can be. How have I never thought of this? Can you cast this on the planet? Could you cast enlarge on the entire planet? Could you double the size of the planet for 1 minute while concentrating? Could you concentrate? I love this question so much. Oh, Q Times! Q Times is raiding at the perfect moment. Okay. So, Q Times, welcome raiders. Very quickly, what this show is, weekly patronage. We go through patron challenges on Idle Champions. I answer questions from chat, usually about Idle Champions, often about D&D, sometimes about tea and snacks, and also about Court of the Raven Queen, which is happening tonight. We just had a question from chat that has broken my brain in the best way possible. Sergeant Midnight has asked, first off, has anyone ever heard of using an enlarged spell on the moon? If anyone has, it's someone from Q Times. And do you think it would buff a party member who has lycanthropy? So here's what we've discovered so far. Have I heard of it? No, not until this moment. 2, you can enlarge the moon because there's no maximum size of a thing in the spell. You just have to be within 30 feet of it. So if you can get to the moon, you can enlarge the moon by raw. Which led me down the path of, does that mean I could just look down at the ground and enlarge the earth? Or Faerun, in this case. Could I cast Enlarge on Faerun? I don't know if I'm ready to answer that question. But to get to your final question, do you think it would buff a party member who has lycanthropy? Yes. 100%. If Desmond is in my party and I make the moon twice as big, Desmond is twice as powerful. Yes. I'm calling that. I don't know if you can do it, but if you can, that's how you make Desmond twice as powerful. Of course, for a minute, you have to deal with all of the other effects of the moon suddenly doubling in size. But you know what? That's the fun of Faerun. I mean, maybe it's a second sundering. Who knows? Maybe that's how the sundering happened. The moon is haunted. It's filled with bugbears, and now it's double its size for 1 minute while you're concentrating. Oh, jeez. Thank you so much for this question. Does it have anything to do with Idle Champions? No, but did it make me happy? Yes. I'm going to be thinking about that question for days. I'm going to ask everybody I know that question because the answer is going to be fun. Because I know people who are going to go down the same path I did. Can you even use Enlarge Reduce on an object that big? You can. You only have to be within 30 feet. Wait a second. If I can do this on the moon, can I do this on a planet? Oh, yeah, Cassie335. Freely has both Enlarge and Stormhaven. That could get interesting. Raven's Clawsy. Wouldn't you only be able to enlarge the part that is within 30 feet? Here's the thing. It just needs to be within 30 feet of you, but then it's the target size, not... Because there's no area that it's listed. It doesn't say the range is 30 feet, so you have to be within 30 feet. But the area that it affects is just the target. So there's technically nothing in the spell that says no. If you enlarge... Okay, Reaver01. If you enlarge the planet, it would also affect the gravitational pull, causing everything unable to move, tectonic instability, and apocalyptic effects all over. I mean, yes. I now know my next campaign is a post-Faerun apocalypse where the question that we just pondered, what if you cast Enlarge on the moon, would it work, was answered by a wizard. This is the plot of my next great adventure. Yes. Hapless wizard casts Enlarge on moon, causes apocalypse. J-Dog, an object is a discrete inanimate item like a window, door, sword, book, table, chair, or stone, not a building or a vehicle that is comprised of many other objects. Yes, but the moon is a moon. It is one moon. Now, if, like, NASA's rover happens to be on... I mean, we're talking about Selûne. We're not talking about the moon. But if NASA's rover happens to be on Selûne, NASA's rover doesn't get bigger if you cast Enlarge on the moon. Nighthawk78, with 8 times the mass, everything would experience 8 G forces. The question is, can you keep concentrating while experiencing 8 G? That's a really good question. You'd have to make a Constitution saving throw for sure. Depends on where you were. Also, is it worse for you to lose concentration? Because, so you cast it, you enlarge the moon. Is it worse for it to stay enlarged longer or for it to immediately shrink back down? Or is that fluctuation even worse than the stability of something bigger? What's the Zelda game in where the moon crashed into the ground? Like you're trying to stop the moon from destroying the world. Help me, chat. Chat, help. K. Maelstrom, enlarging the moon would also affect plate tectonics and gravitational pulls on the Earth. Majora's Mask. Thank you, Lurking Writer. Also, thank you, Okanogo Tua, and Zune and Kavard. I know you were only a few seconds behind, but thank all of you. This is how Majora's Mask happened. A wizard did it! And it happens in Final Fantasy all the time. Sailnit says, yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Okay, file this away as my favorite question ever of all time that happened during a weekly patronage, and we should probably answer a few more questions and get a third party going. But I'm gonna be thinking about this for days. This makes me so happy. One of these days, I'm gonna go on my my question spree about bags of holding. I've promised Trevor he gets it first. We might do a podcast. Anyway, I have a third adventuring party, and we need to do at least a little more of the patron challenges before I end weekly patronage. We've already taken care of, well, not taken care of. We have a Strahd going. We have a Zariel going. I would like to put up a poll in chat to see, do we finish out with Mert or Vajra? Why did I just forget names? Mert or Vajra. So please, Mars, if you will, wonderful, wonderful Mars, get a poll started in chat. Would the chat like me to take care of a Mert or a Vajra bunch of challenges? And while you all vote, the final choice. I like how epic that sounds. While you all vote and continue to consider the ramifications of a double moon, let's answer a few more questions, shall we? I'm just gonna highlight that question right there, and I'm gonna talk to all my DMs. Gray L-shaped question: are you working with 2 screens or 3, and what do you have on each? Interesting behind-the-scenes question. I currently have 2 screens. I have 2 very large monitors. How big are they? I should have that dimension in my head, shouldn't I? They're very big. I've got a main monitor that's kind of almost directly in front of me. It's a little off-center. And I've got a side monitor that's a bit angled. And the reason I do it that way is so that I can both use these as work monitors so that I can do work. And then also when I'm streaming, I can have everything that I need up. And more importantly, when I'm streaming D&D games, it's important to try to have as close of an eye line as possible on a stream. Most of you over the Panic have probably played D&D in some way over the internet. And so when you are looking at your friends, if you're looking at the other people in your game, you're looking at their window on your screen. You got a Zoom window open, I'm looking at their little window. Well, their Zoom window is here, but the camera is there. And as a streamer, it's important for me to try to keep my eye line kind of close to the camera, because if you're watching and I'm here or I'm here, that's not as engaging. So during D&D streams, I tend to try to position as many people who I am playing with as close as possible to right here, so that when I'm looking at those people, when I'm engaging with those people, I'm still pretty close to an eye line. And then if I'm looking at the camera, if I'm trying to make eye contact to be emotive or to have an expression, then I can still see enough of them in my peripheral vision that I'm not losing connection with them. So that's why my setup is it's a little off center. I think most streamers would probably look at this and be like, this is all wrong, but this works for me. So I've got the camera, and then I can put as many people as possible. If you watch tonight, this is behind the scenes stuff, inside baseball, there you go. If you watch tonight during Court of the Raven Queen, you'll probably see me doing this a lot with my eyes. And that's, I'm keeping an eye on whoever's talking, I'm keeping an eye on whoever is the DM, and I'm trying to also keep eye contact with the camera, because the camera is eye contact with the other players. But you specifically asked what my setup is right now. What do I have on each? So this screen in front of me, I have my OBS open. In front of it, I have the game, Idle Champions. Although usually I have Idle Champions over here on my second screen, but I have it on this screen so that way when I'm making a formation, I'm still kind of looking at the camera. And this is why I wanted to have that little rant about where I put people for D&D. It's so that when I'm working on a game, I'm not doing this. I'm not like, let's move this here and move this here. Like, that's not as interesting to the audience. So I have the game and OBS on this screen. And on this screen, I have my website window open with the Twitch chat, with a couple of backstage note documents, like the place that Mars is putting all of your questions when I am, say, answering someone else's or taking care of the game. At the moment, I also have Twitter open because if you have not seen the best comic of all time, best comic of all time. Please go check out the snack pack. Hashtag snack pack. Please go check out that comic. So I just happen to have Twitter open. And that's all I've got. I try to run kind of a lean setup as far as a streaming setup goes. Everything microphone and camera related gets set up beforehand, and I lock it and turn those apps off. I sometimes have Discord open, but I try not to because Discord is thick. And yeah, tonight I won't have OBS. I'll have Zoom open because I don't do the production on Court of the Raven Queen. But yeah. If you have a more specific question about streaming and what I got up, definitely go ahead and put it in chat so that Mars can grab it. But hopefully that gives you kind of a brief idea. Everyone's setup is different for streaming. It's what works for you. Let's see. Rye Guy Sandman wants to know, can we get little top hats for the familiars? Oh, I mean, there are a couple familiars with top hats. There's very specifically that familiar, there we go. Fancy red panda, with the top hat on a unicycle holding a bunch of sausages. But I mean, I'm not against it. I love the idea of, adding top hats. I don't know how we would do that. Like, I guess it would be a skin. Yeah, I don't know exactly how that would work, but I'm for it. Super Collins, question. For non-Mert patron chests, do they include champions that are unlocked for them via feats? Non-Mert patron chests. Do they include champions that are unlocked for them via feats? So you're talking about specifically if I say come over here to Zariel and purchase a Zariel chest. This might be me. I'm not sure if I understand your question. But that's probably me. So just to clarify, patron chests, the awesome thing about patron chests, and one of the many reasons it's good to go through patron challenges and keep up on your patron, gaining patron influence, is because it's one of the other ways that you can get in-game chests that give you loot for more than just the standard champions. So you can see it says a chest containing loot items for champions usable by this patron. So any champion that I can use in a Zariel free play could have loot in this chest. So for example, I'll just go ahead and get one right now. It's always good. So let's see what we get. Yeah, so like here's an Evelyn piece of equipment, which normally you'd only be able to get through Evelyn chests. But this is also how you can get gear for her without having to get specifically chests for her. So I hope that answers, maybe in a roundabout way, your question. Let's see. Jamek Unyielding, question. As a player, what do you love in a good NPC? As a DM, how do you make play NPCs players will fall in love with? Ooh, that is a really good question when I have more than 20 minutes, 25 minutes left in the stream. Because there's a lot there. I'll answer the second part of that question because that's a little easier. As a DM, how do you make or play an NPC that players will love? There's the honest answer, which is you just make a good NPC and your players will gravitate towards some of them for some reasons and some of them for no reason. Who they gravitate towards is very, very random. I focus as a DM less on making an NPC that my players will love or hate or be indifferent to, and more making sure my NPCs are interesting and useful to what's going on. And sometimes they're silly, and sometimes they're very serious, but my goal is to make an NPC who helps whatever is happening happen. And if I have to come up with an NPC on the fly, I'm doing the same thing. What makes sense in this moment? I kind of have a checklist of information in the back of my head, and I go, and then I'm bad at names, so they're called Bob. I will say, if you want to try to make an NPC that your players will love, chances are, if you make them ridiculously silly cute, if you make them an enemy that is too cute to kill, or if you give them a really cool coat. I have an NPC that my players absolutely love simply because they want his duster. All right. So yeah, just so all of you know, in the chat, we've got about 25 minutes left. So if you have any other questions for me about the game, about Court of the Raven Queen, about other things, let me know. Go ahead and put that in chat so the amazing Mars can grab those and pass those along, because I need to get off and get ready for Court of the Raven Queen, which basically means eat some food, because I don't have a lot of time. I have about an hour in between the two, because we have to be on super early to prep for the show, because, you know, we are professionals. So I have about an hour to eat some food and stretch. I might shower again. I gotta warm up Orkira. I usually warm up Orkira in the shower, which means I gotta re-put on makeup. So yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead and put those in chat so I can grab those. Garwar. Hey, Garwar. Lauren. Garwar. Did you see there's a new Muppet series being produced for Disney Plus? It's called The Muppets Mayhem and features Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. I did. I'm interested. I mean, I'm a fan of Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Zoot is one of my favorite characters. Rolf is basically tied with Gonzo for my favorite character, and Rolf is sometimes a member of Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Sometimes. But yes, I'm very interested. Luke and I have been going through the old Muppet shows. If we have like, all right, it's lunchtime and we just want to kind of put on something while we're eating, we usually put on a Muppet show because it's a nice like 20, 25 minute fun thing, very lighthearted. But yes, I am interested. Nefarious 14. I had to do the Roman numerals for a second. Nefarious XIV. Wait! How did you get green flame click damage? I tried to redeem the code posted, but says I already redeemed it before. Ah, okay. So just basically it's these two arrows up here. For all of the champions, this is how you change who the champions are. For click damage, this is how you change your click damage. So if you come over here to your click damage and click here, you should see the default and any others that you have. I also happen to have the snowball. Do you want to have a snowball? Oh, hey, it's me. So yes, so if you've already unlocked Green Flame, go there. You should be able to switch your click damage. We had Harko I in chat asking where can we find the lyrics to the songs. And I think Mars just put the lyrics in chat. So yes, if you're wondering what we're listening to, we are listening to both Bardic Inspiration soundtracks 1 and 2, not from the game, because it makes it difficult to control the volume if I'm getting it from the game. So I own the albums. I bought them and I own the albums, and they come with instrumental versions, and so I just have them playing through OBS so I can control my audio. But if you go to the game right now, you can play all of the songs, both their regular, don't black screen me, and instrumental versions right now. If you go to, so there's a couple places you can find lyrics. If you buy the album, either Bardic Inspiration Volume 1 or 2, it comes with lyrics. So like liner notes kinds of thing, but you can get all the lyrics. And then Mars also just put into the chat one of those really ugly Google Doc links, but there's no way to make that more pretty. We should make a bit.ly link for that. Anyway, the first 50 songs have lyrics in that Google Doc that you can peruse to your heart's content. And that will include all of the songs that are in, I think it includes all the songs that are in Bardic Inspiration. I think there's also a command. I thought there was a command that also brought up the links to buy the albums. I thought I made that command and I can't remember because... Aha! See, this is why we have amazing mods who are in our chat, who are amazing, who know all of the things. There you go. If you would also like to buy the album, you can purchase the album and download all of the songs either from the Steam or Epic Store. It's not available elsewhere at the moment. We're looking at other options, but you can purchase both. I got you, fam. You can purchase both. They're really good. You get the instrumental versions. They're just good songs. Jason Charles Miller is amazing. And Dylan is awesome, and the chat is awesome, and that just melded into making some amazing songs. And also there's a song about Orkira, which makes it the best album ever of all time. JDog2773, where can we go mobile and tour your bookshelves in the back? I don't know if... it's a background for a background. I am flattered that you would be interested in what is behind me. Maybe I should be upset that you're not interested in me. I don't know. I can think about that, but it would be hard. And, I don't know how interesting that would be to the wider audience. Yeah, I agree, Lurking Rider. The whole community is awesome. If you have any specific questions on what's behind me, I'll answer specific questions if that helps. Every once in a while, I do actually just walk away. I do have to grab... It's hard to see up there. These are some of my dice boxes, and that one right there is the Idle Champions dice box that we do giveaways for. And so if you come to Idle Champions Presents Court of the Raven Queen tonight, one of the giveaways will be for a dice box with Iris D6s. I gotta grab that so that I can have that in my hands to show that off for tonight. Super Collins. So could Zorbu get gear from a Strahd chest since he doesn't naturally fit in Strahd? Oh, I see. Oh. Because Zorbu has a feat that makes him eligible for Strahd, but he's not normally eligible for Strahd without the feat. Ah. I'm getting the update even as we speak. I have been told that yes, if a champion becomes eligible for a patron, their gear also becomes eligible in patron chests. So if you use the feat on Zorbu that makes him eligible for Strahd, and then you buy a Strahd chest, there is a chance you will get Zorbu gear. I'm gonna make a guess that you probably want to open the chest while Zorbu still has the feat on that keeps him eligible. That is a guess on my part. But I'm kind of learning even as we speak, I am learning something. But yes, thank you for the clarification. I'm glad you asked. I will also at this point answer the question that I'm not even looking at chat, and I know it's in chat. No, there will not be a feat so that Orkira can be eligible for Strahd, because we're not giving Orkira like a +4 to her intelligence just to get her eligible for Strahd. It's Orkira. There's a lot of wonderful things about Orkira. Her intelligence is not one of them. And we're not giving a +4 to anybody. She's eligible for 3 out of the 4 patrons. It's fine. And now we'll go over to Twitch chat. Oh, and Garwar says, and you want that feat on Zorbu all the time anyway for Strahd's perk bonus. That is also true. That is really, really true. I will admit my Zorbu is under-leveled because I never put the effort into grinding enough of Zorbu, and now I've got other champions. But there's a lot of people out there who have a kick-butt Zorbu. I just want the +2 for trials. Yeah, that's also a good idea. But I've got, at this point, 2 or 3 different DPS that I can count on no matter what happens. I've got my Ashara, my Frida, and my Birdsong are all solid DPSs with really, really, really good gear. And between the 3 of them, I can do pretty much any trials run that comes up so far. Yowza666, what champion bench slot does Tatiana use? let me actually, let's go to the champion spotlight. I'm going to put that in the chat. You know, just so you can check it out later. Tatiana comes out on Wednesday with Festival of Fools, and she is in slot 8. So she'll swap in this slot right here. And I am excited. I'm super excited to have 2 Black Dice Society champions in a row. Also, Tatiana will be showing up tonight on Court of the Raven Queen. She's going to be joining us. I'm excited to see how, because especially at the beginning, we're in the middle of we're not in the middle of, we are in the process of joining forces with some Shatterkai against a bunch of Sorrowsworn. We basically all got off like one action at the beginning before we paused. So I don't know if this means that Tatiana is going to come charging on in the middle of the battle, which could be interesting because I think Desmond is going to be the only person that knows her. So Desmond might have to really quickly introduce Tatiana, or else we're all going to be like, who are you? Ah. So I am excited. I'm excited to have Becca Scott joining us on the show. I've wanted to play with her for a very long time. I'm excited for Tatiana to be in the game. It just makes me happy. It all makes me happy. Oh, more questions. The Lurking Writer. Can Orkira have a plus pocket brisket feat that only works with Desmond in the formation and give Desmond a plus pocket marshmallows feat? I think it shouldn't be a feat, because feats are pretty powerful, and I think forcing that much cohesion is hard, especially since Orkira will want to be with Heroes of the Plains and Desmond will want to be with Black Dice Society. I really like that idea, though. I feel like that should be just a fun thing. That should be like a fun, like, change to the skin. Like their Shadowfell skins, one of them is now carrying pocket brisket and one of them is a marshmallow. But hey, I am not the any of the artists or any of the devs that work on this game, and I have no idea how difficult any of that is. I love the idea, though. However, you are also speaking to me, and I am not at all objective when it comes to Orkira. I think everybody should be involved. I think she should get all the things. Let's see. The Lurking Writer question. Will Becca Scott be a guest on Idle Insights either this week or in the near future? I don't know if that's been announced, who's going to be on Idle Insights. My guess is yes. We do try to get the latest content creator on Idle Insights so Todd can grill them with very deep, probing questions. Or they can just have a really fun interview. Mostly it's a fun interview. Stay tuned to our social media. I'm sure once, I'm going to put that in chat, socials, once Idle Insights gets announced, I'm sure you'll see. I'm sure you'll see who will be on, but I would definitely watch tonight. Especially those of you who don't watch the Black Dice Society, which I kind of said this before, but there's a whole bunch of new people in chat. Black Dice Society is an absolutely wonderful show. However, it's a horror D&D show, and it has very dark themes. B-Dave actually does a really good warning at the beginning of every single show. They deal with pretty dark themes, so I can understand why some people would decide, this is not the D&D game for me. 100% understand. That's one of the extra reasons why I'm excited for these characters to come to the game and for them to be in Idle Champions Presents, so that you have an opportunity to enjoy them in a way that doesn't necessarily mean you have to watch a very dark D&D game. Like, Court of the Raven Queen is serious, and we're dealing with some serious consequences, but there's a big difference between serious consequences and emotional weight and a horror D&D game. So I am excited for Tatiana and Desmond again. Like, I've been having so much fun playing with DJ. It's been an absolute blast. Cassie's 335. Piddlewick is a 4-foot boss monster. I forgot about this. I wanted to look. I thought, yeah, Paulton has Piddlewick on his shoulders. This is the thing, when people were talking about Piddlewick showing up in Idle Champions, I'm like, I think he's already there. But, that being said, maybe this isn't a Lindra thing. And where, yeah, Piddlewick is on Paulton's shoulders, but that doesn't mean Piddlewick can't also show up somewhere else. That was... that was creepy and amazing. Also, watching Mark Meer try to hold it together as this puppet was bouncing all over the place. Oh, so good. So good. Yeah, low-key, very, very... So, one of my goals in any D&D game is if I can either get a reaction, like a good one, you know, like a fun good one, or get from the other players, or get them to laugh. If I can induce that kind of enjoyment in the other players, or that kind of good reaction, that's my jam. That's my D&D, like that's my nugget of joy. Mark is hard. Mark is a consummate professional. Getting him to break character, whew. Me, I'm laughing all over the place. I can sometimes hold it together, but Mark is a master. JDog2773, will she also have a Tatiana free play stream like Desmond did? I hope so. I don't think anything has been announced yet, but certainly we encourage all of our content creators to go play the game and to have lots of fun. So that you'll probably want to keep an eye on Becca's socials. Although we'll obviously retweet it and repost it if she does. But yes, I hope so. You know what? I totally lost track of it. We're supposed to get a third adventuring party going. I got totally distracted by chat. We've got about 10 minutes left and I need to get a Vajra. Vajra won that poll from a while ago, and I need to get a third adventuring party going. But here I was, just deep into answering questions. Let's take a quick look at Vajra. So we want Catti-Brie, Regis, and Dritz, which I think we can do. We want Strix as our highest total damage dealer. I don't think she's somewhere else. Nope, she is available. We want to look at one more thing. That looks like we're on our way for the fiends. So we need undead. So let us go to Tomb of Annihilation. And let us get some undead done. We're in these last 10 minutes. Let's get a whole bunch of undead dead. Oh, we're already on Vajra. Perfect. Let's go to Tomb of Annihilation. I believe we want Tomb of the Nine Gods, which is not here. It's over here. Yes, here we are. We're coming for you, Sarak. Okay. And my memory is, I just don't remember. Strix, Catti-Brie, Regis, and Dritz. But we need Strix to be our DPS. Catti-Brie, whoops. Nope, Minsk, I don't want you. I want Catti-Brie. And then I want Dritz. And then I want Regis. Whoops. We're gonna want Anxious Fireballs because we want her to be our DPS. Oh, Regis. Wow, I haven't used you in a while. Healing and support. He's the one who you're gonna want people in front of him. You can say, hey, I want to buff the people in front of me or behind me. I can do magic. Yeah. Okay. I just needed to be reminded of stuff. Yeah, well, you know what? We got a deacon in here already. Let's keep our deacon. Who do we... You know what? Let's get Nayali in here as our tank. A tanky tank. Yeah. So a lot of the time I end up putting Deacon out in the back because he can do this. But let's keep him adjacent. Let's get him up there. We want to get our champions right behind us. Oh, I didn't actually get Regis out there. I was too busy looking at his stuff. Okay, yeah, this is the thing. So we're gonna buff in front of him. He doesn't need to be adjacent though. It's just the people in the column in front of him. Yeah. All right. Who else do we want in this party? And then Strix. I'm like 99% sure that's magic, but you never know. Yeah, it's a fireball. Okay. Just making sure. Okay. Who else do we want here? Actually, you know what? Paulton would be good. Get some more gold find. Why not? We've already got Dritz on his gold find. We might as well have Paulton. Yeah. College of Valor. Let's get all the champions. We're gonna buff the people in front of them. Ooh, let's get a Lindra in here. Party's damage. Yeah. Let's move you there and put you there. Oh, but you know what? We gotta get Griff. Griff on you. You know what? Let's always be extra judgy. Always be extra judgy. Let's go with Vi because we get some speed going on. I don't really have a lot of evil. There's no Warforged. I mean, I'm not really spec'd out the best for her, but that's okay. That's okay. Once again, these are not optimal formations. Sass. Gotta have that sass. Because, you know, it's all about that sass, Once again, not optimal formations. They are formations that are helping us. I want the baby Dark Mantle out there. I just realized, like, I didn't get the baby Moonstone Dragon, and there we go. So yeah, this should work. Strix is setting our bud. Yeah, we've got some speed going on here. Try to get this done quickly. So yeah, this should get the job done. So 250 areas, but we got it, and then we have to get to 250 with Strix. So let's, whoops, I wanted to do number 1, overwrite. Let's get this set up. Let's make sure. I am that person that just double checks everything. We're gonna do 251, so I know that's what I gotta get to. Actually, we don't need the large potion of speed because we're gonna have a little bit of speed going on. So let's just do a small or a medium. We'll do a medium. Medium. There we go. Done. That didn't take too long. 5 minutes. We got that all set up. And that's after I forgot about it for a good 15 minutes. So yeah, we've got, we're probably going to get most of Vajra's stuff done. Here's the last thing I'm going to do before I wind down for the afternoon and get ready for Idle Champions Court of the Raven Queen. I'm going to do the other thing that I like to do on Mondays, which is go through all of the patrons and buy Modron chests. Give me those Modron chests. Oh, so good. Need all Modron chests. That is what I'm excited about the most for reward tokens is like Shadowfell Orkira is cool. Oh, that Modron component collection. I am so excited. I am super duper excited. Okay, anyway, that's about all for this week of Weekly Patronage. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on this wild adventure where we discovered that you can cast Enlarge on the moon as long as you're within 30 feet of it. The consequences of which might be dire, except for a moment, it will be epic. Make sure you tune in tonight in 2 hours at 4 p.m. Pacific for episode 3. Why numbers of Court of the Raven Queen, where not only are we starting off in a fight with Sorrowsworn, not only at some point will Boggle show up, not only will there be an Eldritch Storm, not only at some point will we have to speak backwards, speaking backwards we will be. Not only will some lucky champion have double spells, but we'll have to go through asking B-Dave over and over again, do I get my action? And not only will Vordred the Wizard show up, and you're not going to want to miss everybody's reaction to Vordred. You're not. I can't even begin to describe Vordred if you don't know who he is. Enjoy. But we will have Tatiana joining us. Becca Scott from Black Dice Society will be joining us. How? That's what we'll all find out together. That's tonight in 2 hours on this channel. Thank you to Mars for being an absolutely amazing moderator and answering a ton of questions on the back end so that I can answer the questions in front of all of you. Thank you to everyone in chat for joining me on this moon enlarging adventure, and we will see you next encounter. Bye. And now I have to press the button.